What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but we've got a good one today. We're going to be taking a look at the 2023 Volkswagen Arteon SEL R-Line. So I took a look at this vehicle either last year or the year before when they made a lot of changes. So 2023 doesn't have anything crazy to change. Now, right off the bat, the color, man, it stands out. It is beautiful. This is Kingfisher Blue Metallic. It has these awesome carbon matte wheels on the side as well. This has a ton of awesome standard features, but since this is the top of the line trim, you're gonna have all of them anyway. You've got a set of LED headlights, LED DRLs with an adaptive front lighting system with the cornering lights, as well as the poor weather lights, which are really nice to have. Since this is the highest trim, you have this integrated LED light bar. You've got your R-Line badging as well. Big Volkswagen badge right in the center. Parking sensors down around the outside. Now, under the hood of every single Arteon, you're gonna have a 2.0 liter turbocharged engine. This was added last year and is now just the standard engine that you're gonna get across the board. 300 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, 31 miles per gallon highway, 22 miles per gallon city. And it's paired with a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Then you have the option of front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This does have the 4Motion all-wheel drive. And that all-wheel drive system is supported by these 20-inch alloy wheels. They're in a nice kind of matte gray, matte black finish. Absolutely beautiful. As we make our way back, you've got this R-Line badging. This is the updated R-Line badging they've been running with for a couple years. You've got it there, and like I said, on the front grille as well. Couple accents on the inside we'll take a look at. These side mirrors, these are power folding, they're heated, they have blind spot monitoring, integrated turn signals, and their position memory as well. So if you lock the car up, they do go ahead and fold in. Also, you have a built-in keyless access here, little push button to lock it. Put your hand inside to unlock it. Up top, you've got a panoramic power tilting and sliding sunroof. You've got rain sensing windshield wipers up top as well. Got a chrome trim that runs around the window sills here. Your back window looks like it is tinted a little bit. Front window and front windshield are not. Then you have some more chrome trim that runs at the bottom of the door panels. So moving to the back of the vehicle, you have a little bit of a rear spoiler here on the lift gate. Volkswagen badge, Arteon badging. Like I mentioned up front, you have a set of LED taillights back here. 4Motion all-wheel drive badging, talked about that. Parking sensors dotted around the rear bumper here. A little bit more chrome down here. You have faux dual exhaust tips. I know, kind of sucks. But you do have your rear camera here inside of the Volkswagen logo, and you can use this to open your rear gate as well. It is a power rear gate, so you can open it with the key fob or obviously that, and there's a button inside. You have a cargo cover here. And then you have a very, very large trunk. Now, this is the kind of fastback design, so it's going to give you more cargo space just inherently with that design. It kind of has this big sloping look to it, so you get 27.2 cubic feet with the rear seats up. Fold the rear seats down, 56.2 cubic feet. But I mean, this trunk is huge. I mean, you could carry easily like 3-4 suitcases back here. You've got your monster mats back here with your Arteon badging. You've got a first aid kit, roadside assistance kit, another first aid, 2 first aid kits. They really think you're gonna hurt yourself in this. Cargo net, carpeted mats as well back here, tons of stuff. You have little compartments on the sides for storage. Up underneath, you do have a spare tire and all your tools. And then you have Volkswagen's cargo protection system. So you've got like, you know, your little cubes to where you can kind of sort things off. All kinds of easy cargo management systems back here in the Arteon. Super nice, super spacious rear gate. Plenty of room back there for everything you need to carry. Hit the button, puts the tailgate down, boom, let's hop inside. All right, so hopping inside the Arteon cabin here, a lot of familiar features. Nice, bulky, sporty steering wheel with these perforated grips on the side, updated Volkswagen badging. So this is the newer design steering wheel. A little bit of contradiction here, and I'll get to that in just a sec, but this is the updated design steering wheel. It's got the touch capacitive buttons where they're basically just hard plastic, but you get a little vibrating feedback to let you know when you've pushed them. So you've got your adaptive cruise control on the sides. Then you've got your digital dash navigation on the right side, as well as a slider for things like volume, changing radio stations, etc. You've got your heated steering wheel button as well. Like I mentioned, a couple little R-Line touches here and there. There is one at the bottom of the steering wheel here. You've got your steel pedal caps. You also have paddle shifters on the back that have a little bit of a kind of a textured grip to them. Lights, wipers, normal spots. And past the steering wheel, you do have a 10.25-inch digital cockpit. Now this is Volkswagen's Digital Cockpit Pro. Again, they started differentiating between the Pro one, which they've typically had like for years now, and then they're just Volkswagen Digital Cockpit without the Pro moniker. And that is what they put on their lower end models, like lower end Jettas, the Taos, things like that. You can get the Pro on the Taos, but you have to go all the way up top. The pro to this is that you get the Volkswagen Digital Cockpit on more vehicles. The con is that the Volkswagen Digital Cockpit non-Pro edition looks terrible, in my opinion. But you don't have to worry about that here on the Arteon. You've got the Pro one. I've talked about a lot of these features in my top tech videos, so if you're interested in those, I'll have a link up above. I actually made one on the 2021 Arteon, and this basically has all the same features. So if you want to know more about the technology, follow that link in the description as well. Head on over there, check out the tech behind the Arteon here. But the digital dash, very clean, very premium. I'm a big fan of Volkswagen's digital dash system. Moving on down to the infotainment system, this is an 8-inch infotainment system. It's got radio, Bluetooth, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, got your rear vision camera built into it as well. Now I said there's a little bit of contradiction here. This is the newly designed steering wheel with the touch capacitive buttons. You even have the touch capacitive auto climate control system down here, but you still have the older infotainment system here on the Arteon. They haven't upgraded it to the newer system that you'll find on something like the GTI or the ID4. This is still kind of the older looking system. It still looks good. It's just not the most recent one, and you can definitely tell the difference between the two. The new one's a little bit more fun, playful. This one's a little bit more chill, more serious, more buttoned up, if you will. It still works and functions perfectly fine. It's just a little bit dated at this point. I'm sure we'll see it in the near future get updated to the new one. But like I said, radio, Bluetooth, navigation built in. You can swap that navigation over to the digital display as well. And I said outside, no overhead view cam system. That is the case. You just have a standard rear vision camera, not the highest quality rear vision camera I've ever seen, but it works. And then you have your parking sensors that have your reversing assistance, so you can kind of see which way you're turning, how close you are to obstacles, things like that. Some other features inside of the cabin, you do have a Climatronic 3-zone climate control system, so individually adjustable temperatures for driver, passenger, and rear climate as well. It has the touch capacitive buttons with the sliders for turning the air up and down, and then you can tap to change the temperature and things like that, or slide to change the temperature, which is my preferred method. It all works very smoothly and it's great. It can be a little tough when you're not used to it if you're trying to adjust while driving because you don't have any kind of tactile feedback, but nonetheless, it's a modern design. You just kind of, it is what it is. Speaking of modern design, you have a frameless auto-dimming rearview mirror right here. No cameras built into it or anything, but it does look very premium without having that big chunky plastic border around it. Dome lights up here, sunglass holder, got your SOS buttons up top. Now this headliner here is specific to that R-line trim. It's a black headliner, it looks really nice. Up top, got that sunroof. You can slide the shade back and forth right there, and you've got your buttons to open and close. Moving back on down, you do have this leather wrap shift knob. It's not the most fancy looking shift knob ever. It does have leather wrap around the bottom with some accent stitching. Push to start engine button. You've got your drive mode selector here with Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport, and Custom. You have your auto start stop engine disable button, always clutch. And then you have your parking sensors button right here, so you can turn those on or off and go into that kind of parking mode. Wireless charging pad up underneath this little sliding cover here. Electronic parking brake, auto vehicle hold. You have a little pocket here for, I guess, change or probably chapstick. Let's see if chapstick fits there. Boom, perfect chapstick holder. 12-volt outlet right here. 2 cup holders with a little sliding cover over the top of them. Inside the center console, you have 2 USB-C ports and a nice deep pocket as well. No USB-A ports at all in this vehicle, but Volkswagen's kind of doing that across the board. You do have a manually tilting and telescoping steering wheel here, so nice adjustments there. Over on the left, you have a nice little, like a mini glove box over here. You can't fit a phone, well, if you had a smaller phone, maybe. You can't close it though, but it could be like a little nice phone holder. I don't know, but you could fit something in there, like a wallet or something would fit in there nice. Doesn't look like you can lock it though. You can lock the full glove box though. You got your poor weather lighting here with your auto headlights as well. As far as the seating surfaces go, these are a Titan black leather seat with accent stitching. They also have a little bit of kind of a gray trim around the sides, so gray leather on the edges here. Looks really nice. Now, both the front seats are heated, power adjustable seats. The driver does have position memory as well. You do also have fully customizable interior ambient lighting. So you can use this little slider, pick all these different colors, and it will impact your digital display. It'll impact some of the lighting trim that goes around the door panels as well. These little kind of dot patterns here are translucent on the door panels, so those will change depending on which color you set it to. So a lot of nice little touches. Takes a second to notice, but really stand out, especially at night. Now, as far as the cabin design goes, a lot of just this Titan black leather, some nice accents here and there, like I said. Gray on the seats. You have this kind of faux carbon fiber up on top. It runs along the door panels as well. This black plastic that has these kind of translucent elements, like I said. Some nice matte silver accents here that run along the cabin as well. Everything from about eye level down is black plastic, which, I don't know, just what they do. A lot of manufacturers do it. Can't really fault them for it, but it's cheap, so black plastic all the way around. You have some kind of leatherette material with contrast stitching up top as well on the door panels. Now, these seats, kind of not really like sport seats necessarily, not bucket seats, but they are nice and comfortable, nice and padded. I like the feel of them. Now, around the center console here, you do have a decent bit of piano black plastic, which if you guys have watched a lot of my videos, you know I'm not a huge fan of. It's fingerprint dust magnet leatherette on the center console with a little bit of stitching as well. You're looking at about 48.8 for this model. I think the materials line up for what you're getting. It'd be nice if you could kind of keep the kind of bolstered leather material on some more of these parts here, maybe above the glove box and things like that. But for what you're paying for, it still feels premium. It feels sturdy. The doors feel sturdy. It's quick. We'll take it for a little bit of a test drive here in a minute, but I think you do get an adequate amount of value for what you're paying for. Now, of course, this comes with the IQ Drive system, which has travel assist, which is awesome. It's one of my favorite semi-autonomous driving systems, so it's going to use adaptive cruise control with lane centering and stop and go to basically like drive the car for you. Now, you are going to have to keep your hands on the wheel, and we'll take a look at this in the test drive in just a second, but there's a couple other safety features. You've got lane assist, like I said, emergency assist, front assist with forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking, pedestrian monitoring, active side assist, which is just blind zone alert, and then rear traffic alert as well. So a whole suite of safety systems here in the Arteon. So again, this is the fastback kind of design, so it's going to make the back seats a little bit more compact than your typical full-size sedan, but this still is very spacious. Now, I have the front seat here all the way back to where I'd have it as a 6'1" person, so you can kind of picture if you're a little bit taller, it'd be a little bit further back, a little bit shorter, closer up, all that kind of stuff. But I've got probably like 1.5 inches or so of knee room here. I can tuck my feet up underneath. You've got a map pocket in both seats. No one ever uses a map, but you could put a tablet back here or something, you know, something more reasonable. Now, you've got a little fold out here for the center seat, 2 cup holders here, and then there is a pass through. So if you grab this little handle, pull out right there, now you can fit longer items straight up the middle here if you don't want to use the 60/40 split folding seats and you just want to have 2 passengers but still carry like a rug or 2x4s or something. I don't know what you'd want to carry in here, but you have the pass through if you need it. And there's a decent amount of space back here. So you can see my headroom here, probably like 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Knee room, inch to 2 inches there. Shoulder room's just fine. You could definitely fit 3 kids back here, 2 adults probably comfortably. It's not bad. All right, let's take the Arteon for a little test drive. Let's get a start up. We'll get a 0 to 60 here, sort of. 8 to 60. So it definitely has like a little bit of a hitch to it before it gets going, but once it gets going, you can really feel it. And I put the pedal all the way to the floor there. We'll try it in sport mode as well. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, it goes. I can't remember the exact 0 to 60, but it feels like around 5 seconds probably. I'll put it on screen exactly how much it is, but it feels like it's right around that 5-second mark. There's definitely a little bit of a delay from when you push the pedal all the way to the floor to when it starts going. But once it gets going, like I said, it's quick, no doubt about that. Now, as far as visibility in the cabin, super open, huge front glass, no kind of little pocket mirror near the A-pillars or anything, perfectly fine, crystal clear. Rear view mirror is fine too. You can see fine out the back window. Usability wise, infotainment is fine. Good angle away from the steering wheel, no weird interference there. Digital display, I've talked about that in a million videos. I really like the digital display here. All kinds of good vehicle information, all kinds of good views. I prefer a more simplified view. So I like something more like this to where you just kind of see your navigation or your assist systems or things like that, nice and clean. I don't need, you know, every piece of information under the sun. But if you want it, you can have it. Let's go ahead and put the navigation on the screen here. So we'll start the map display here. There you go. Now, this is cool. I like this. The map does to me feel a little bit outdated as far as the look of it, but I do like that you can do this and do your turn-by-turn navigations right here on the display. Very cool. There has been some information that's been out there that Apple and Android might be allowing you to eventually use CarPlay, Waze, Apple Maps, things like that on the digital display, not only on Volkswagens, but on all different vehicles. So that could be really cool when that eventually, hopefully happens. I do want to mess with travel assist because I absolutely love it. So let's get on one of these roads and give this travel assist a go. So you can kind of see the steering wheel turning. My hands aren't on it. And it's trying to keep me. This is a tough situation too because there's a lot of tree cover. So there's kind of in and out of shadows. And it's doing a pretty good job. It's telling me to take over steering here. Just wants you to keep your hands on the wheel, but it is going to do it for you. It's also going to keep me up to speed as well. I'm not putting any acceleration pressure on the pedal or anything like that. I'm just going to keep one hand kind of on the wheel so it doesn't freak out. But you can see when the little lights and stuff are green at the bottom, that travel assist is active. So again, I'm just going to let it do its best to keep me in the center of the lane. I'm just going to keep a hand on it, not put any pressure on. Yeah, it's not, that was not great right there. All right, now it notices both lanes. So let's see, yeah, there we go. So it puts these two lines on the center there to let you know that it has located the two lines, and then it kind of does its thing. If you don't see the two lines and the green dots on there, then it's not going to be doing the lane centering. Again, I'm just keeping my hand so it knows I'm here still. But it's very, I can feel it, and you can probably see it very subtly, kind of just tilting it back and forth to keep me in the center of the lane. And I'll give it credit, it does a very good job of lane centering. There's some systems that say they have lane centering, it doesn't really work that well. This does really well. Even on this curve, it's keeping me in the center of the lane here. We're gonna go ahead and get off the highway though. See how well it brings me down to a stop here. Yep, it's slowing me way down.
So thanks so much for watching, guys. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about the 2023 Volkswagen Arteon in this beautiful Kingfisher blue metallic? Let's have a conversation down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.